Do you really believe that what keeps a woman by your side is love? Do you think that the more affection you show, the more she values you? What if I told you it's exactly the opposite? The more you give yourself, the more she despises you. The more emotionally dependent you become, the more she tests you. Because at the end of the day, she doesn't want love. She wants control. This isn't hate. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a philosophical and brutal reading of the dynamics between the sexes. And throughout this video, you'll understand why the gestures you think are noble are read by her as weakness, why romance becomes painful when misinterpreted, and why love, when not accompanied by personal authority, becomes a source of mockery. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Have you ever been discarded precisely when you loved the most? Masculine love tends toward giving. A man loves by wanting to protect, provide, build. It's a constructive, rational, long-term love. But a woman doesn't operate by the same logic. What she feels is not a love of building, but of tension and domination. She loves when she admires, and she admires when she cannot control. A woman doesn't want the nice guy who sends her flowers every day. She wants the man who stands tall, has his own world, and sets boundaries. Schopenhauer once said, "A woman is naturally inclined to cunning and manipulation to achieve her goals, especially when it comes to dominating a man. If your love is unconditional, she'll test its limits. And when she sees there are no limits, she crushes you." In the female psyche, the test is constant. Psychologists call it the shit test, small provocative behaviors to see if a man stands his ground. It's as if, unconsciously, she's asking, "Are you strong enough to contain me? Do you say yes to everything? Submit to every emotional outburst? Apologize for simply existing?" Congratulations, she just lost interest. Carl Jung wrote that in the collective unconscious, the feminine is tied to chaos and the masculine to order, and the woman, without realizing it, seeks a man capable of putting order in her emotional chaos. She doesn't say it with words. She tests it with behavior. And if you fail the test, you become invisible. In ancient times, man was the center of power and decision. The woman orbited around him. She was protected, but also subordinate. Over the centuries, especially with social revolutions, this hierarchy flipped in the household. Today, it's the man who bows, the one who must please, who begs for attention, who negotiates affection. The philosopher Camille Paglia once said, "The modern woman despises the man she herself has domesticated, because what she wants deep down is not equality, it's emotional dominance." Culture tells us to be sensitive, available, emotionally open men. But what do we see in practice? The men who do that are discarded. Those who don't are attacked, but deeply desired. It's cruel, but it's real. You probably know someone, or are someone, who fell in love and turned into an emotional butler. He did everything for her, woke up and went to sleep thinking of her, said yes when he wanted to scream no. And little by little, she grew distant, cold, disrespectful. Why? Because she saw you stop being a man and became a satellite. You orbited around her, and a man who orbits doesn't shine with his own light. Nietzsche said, "What offends most is not contempt, but submission disguised as love." The man who erases himself loses not just the woman, he loses himself. And once broken, he becomes unworthy of respect. So what's the way out? The answer is to rebuild male sovereignty. You don't need to be cruel. You don't need to be distant, but you must be whole. Your love should be like a strong river, generous, but with clearly defined banks. You must love without selling yourself, care without humiliating yourself, be present without losing yourself. A woman can love deeply, but she only stays when there is respect. And respect isn't born from unconditional giving, but from firm presence and a solid identity. You must be the axis of your own world, and whoever wants to orbit must come with respect or leave. A woman may want to be loved, but she cannot stand being the emotional leader of the relationship. If you give her that role, you poison her. She loses admiration, And with that, she loses desire, respect, and loyalty. The truth is harsh, but liberating. Whoever loves without structure becomes a slave. And slaves aren't loved, they're used. If this video struck something deep inside you, share it with your brothers, friends, and colleagues. We are living through a crisis of masculinity, and we will only overcome it when men awaken. Comment down below. Have you ever been tested, humiliated, or discarded for loving too much? Let's turn this pain into strength, and this strength into sovereignty. We'll meet again in the next video. And remember, a man who knows himself never bows, ever.